Have you ever heard of a pope putting a corpse on trial? In 897 AD, the Catholic Church exhumed the body of a former pope, dressed him in sacred robes, and placed him on a throne to face a courtroom. This is the story of one of the most insane moments in church history, the Cadaver Synod. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to the late 9th century. This was a time of chaos in Rome. The papacy wasn't just spiritual, it was political. Rival noble families were fighting over who would control it. One of the most important figures in this drama was Pope Formosus. He'd been Bishop of Porto, a respected figure, but also a controversial one. He'd been excommunicated, reinstated, and ultimately became Pope in 891. But his biggest crime was supporting the wrong political side. Formosus backed Arnulf of Carinthia for the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, and in doing so, he made deadly enemies, the Spolitan family, who wanted that power for themselves. Formosus died in 896. You'd think that would be the end of it. But no, the real horror was just beginning. In 897, his political rival, Pope Stephen VI, took power. Backed by the Spolitans, he had a twisted idea. He would put his dead enemy on trial. Formosus's body was dug out of its tomb. It had been decaying for months. They dressed it in full papal robes, sat it upright on a throne in the Basilica of St. John Lateran, and held a formal court session. A deacon was assigned to speak for the corpse. Stephen, the sitting pope, screamed accusations at the dead man. The charges: violating church law, becoming bishop of two places at once, and ambition for the papacy. But, of course, the result was already decided. Formosus was found guilty. His body was stripped of its sacred garments. 3 fingers, the ones used to bless people, were cut off. His papacy was annulled. Every act he had done as pope, invalid. But they didn't stop there. First, they buried him in a common grave. Then, they dug him up again. And finally, they threw his corpse into the Tiber River. But justice turned quickly. The Roman people were horrified. Riots broke out. Rumors spread that Formosus's body had washed up on shore, and even started performing miracles. Pope Stephen VI, the man who ordered the trial, was imprisoned. And a few months later, he was strangled to death in his cell. His successors reversed the trial. Pope Theodore II gave Formosus a proper burial. Pope John IX made it illegal to put dead people on trial. Imagine needing that law. And those who helped in the Cadaver Synod were excommunicated. Even later popes, like Sergius III, tried to revive the charges, but they were ignored. The Church had moved on. The Cadaver Synod is still remembered today as one of the most grotesque, surreal, and shameful episodes in church history. A literal corpse, judged in court for political revenge. It's a reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked, and how far people will go to bury the past, even if it means dragging a body from the grave to do it.